Mr. B.C. Tripathi joins me now. He is the Chairman and Managing Director of Gail in India. So thank you so much for joining us. A very successful ministerial here. Tell me your key takeaways.
Well, the first key takeaway is that we are going to have abundance of LNG available in the world. This is a good time for the consuming countries to immediately prepare their infrastructure, invest in the infrastructure, put your right policy in place so that you can take advantage of the low prices of gas which is likely to be available for some more time in the future, and develop your gas market in your country so that the most benign environment friendly fuel is available for the overall growth of the society.
Now, how important is it that the International Energy Forum actually convened this meeting in cooperation with the IGU and of course with the ministry here?
No, it's a wonderful platform where you bring in the experience, the global experience together, and all the producers and consumer nation together. And it's a forum which gives you an opportunity to understand each other's perspective and to work as a team to make the market forward, which is a balancing point for both, and we are able to serve the larger society in a very responsible manner.
What do you think the key message would be for the policymakers as a result of this gas ministerial? There was a lot of talk about what they should do, perhaps.
I think as far as gas is concerned, they have to provide a proper space in their respective policy all over the world. And it is now today sandwiched between renewable and coal, so it has to find its place. And there must be a premium paid to the gas for being a benign and efficient fuel available, very safe for the consumption, safe for the society, for the environment. And if you have to meet the climate change objective, it needs a big push from the policymakers. So therefore, the policy has to be put in place. The regulation in the developing nation is another important aspect which needs to be taken care of. And the third thing is that the power sector is the major consumer, and we have to find some kind of base load application for gas in the power sector. Until we provide that, we won't be able to handle the COP21 obligations, and as well as we won't be able to have much impact on the environment. It has to be as a complementary and supplementary to renewable energy. So it should be seen together as a complementary fuel and the energy source.
Talk to me briefly perhaps about its power within the environmental debate. I mean, really, when they look at, it's particularly that transition, when everybody talks about the transition fuel, it surely has to be gas. And when we look at the renewables at the moment, as somebody said, if the sun doesn't shine and the wind doesn't blow, what do you do those days? And you revert back to gas. So how important is it in terms of, the environment and also being a complementary fuel?
That's true. If we are giving to have a more push on the solar energy and the wind energy during the off-sun and off-wind time, this is going to be a very important aspect. And as and when we increase our share of renewable energy in the basket, there are going to be a grid stability issues, and at that time, the gas can quickly switch on to provide that. When you're talking of the COP21 obligation pushing more on the renewable energy, but at the same time, it is not helping to reduce the coal. So therefore, if you want to reduce the coal, you have to bring the gas into the front stage. So therefore, it is very, very important as far as the COP21 obligations are concerned, supplementary role of gas with renewable energy is concerned. Otherwise, if you don't provide that, you won't be able to take advantage of pushing more renewable energy, and because equal amount of coal is also coming in play.
Now talk to me a little about gas in India, because you're a major player in the Indian market here when it comes to gas. What's the landscape looking like right now?
But today, definitely the push from the government is to take all over as a gas-based economy and also to expand the infrastructure. We are today spending almost $7 to $8 billion in laying new gas pipelines. Almost 4,000 kilometer gas pipelines are being laid. The regasification capacity is being doubled in the next 3 to 4 years' time. But apart from that, we need to now give a more push to put the proper policy in place, overarching energy policy, the reforms in the consuming sector, especially in the power sector, so that the gas-based power is taken under the regulatory framework. So that's the major area where we have to push. The next issue is pushing gas into the transport sector, which is a major consumer of the liquid fuel. So we have to provide that space and the ecosystem where gas can be pushed in the transport system. So that is what is the focus today in India, that to create more and more demand simultaneously along with creating the infrastructure.
So despite the challenges in the industry, would you say that the outlook for gas, particularly in India, indeed in the region, is probably optimistic in the longer term?
Yes, in longer term, beyond 2020, India should see the sufficient demand coming up, the infrastructure being in place, downstream industry being put in place. next 1 or 2, 3 years, which is the time when we have to build the infrastructure. But at the same time, the immediate challenge is to use the existing infrastructure, put all the gas-based power plant on stream, which are right now shut down, and the government has to provide some kind of helping hand. Regulation has to provide some kind of room and space. So that's the first priority today, to put the existing power plant back into the stream.
Now, of course, you worked very closely with the ministry here in pulling this gas ministerial together. How important is it that the International Energy Forum, the IGU, everybody comes together for this dialogue? And I know you've all worked very, very hard to make it successful, and well done, congratulations to you. But huge amount of effort gone into this. I hope you're also happy with the results.
I'm practically personally very happy being in the gas industry, and this forum has also given an insight to the policymaker who were participating today. They've heard the experts, they've heard the global perspective, and I'm sure this will help them to put their right policy in place.
And the work that the International Energy Forum does, I believe they're coming back to India 2018, so we hope you'll be here. It's been a joy to see everybody here and enjoy all the warm welcome from everybody. But again, an international agency like the International Energy Forum, how important is that, where people see that it's working hand in hand, also with the Indian government to raise the agenda of the gas and indeed the energy level?
No, I think it brings a huge amount of credibility. It brings a huge amount of international experience, and I believe this is a very wonderful forum which brings not only producer, consumer, but the policymaker, the government, the stakeholder at large, the media, the public. So this is a platform which will help us to expand the gas-based economy in the country, and we are eagerly waiting for 2018 to host the IEF conference here again. We'll be very happy to welcome all the organizers and all the participants in 2018.